Hello children, good morning. We have almost completed one term portion children. I think this is the last poem which is there in that first term, right? Now, the poem is The Rain on the Roof. Now children, did you ever enjoy the rain? Sitting in your room or in veranda, opening the windows and listening to the sound made by the rain, the patter sound, and when it is raining heavily, little drops falling on your face, very cool water droplets falling, and listening to the music of that rain. Did you enjoy? Yes, everybody will enjoy that. Now, what the poet is feeling about this one when the rain is falling on his roof is about this poem. Okay? Now this is written by Coates Kinney, and let us know about the poet. Now, he wrote poetry and his verses were collected in Kiku and Other Poems, Cincinnati in 1855, and also Lyrics of the Ideal and the Real, 1888. Okay. Among all his verses, The Rain on the Roof was really very nice because of the musical effect what it had. Okay, now he was born on the year 24th November 1826 and expired January 25th 1904, and when he was 77 years at that time, and his occupation, he was a lawyer, politician, journalist, and even a poet. Rare combination, right? Yes. Now, going back to the poem. Let us see what the poet has written in this poem. When the humid showers over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Now here, when the humid showers hover means humid showers. What is it which will have that humidity in them? Yes, clouds. So when these clouds are moving around, and then where are they moving? Over all the starry spheres in the sky where there are full of stars. So when the clouds are going there, you cannot see the stars, right? So they are moving all over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. So here he is telling, and the melancholy darkness, it's night time and it's very dark, so it's not bright. So darkness and all that is, poetically we use that for sadness. That doesn't mean that the poet was really sad. The atmosphere is not making us do any other work. Just want to be there and relax and enjoy. So here the melancholy means that sadness was there because it is night and darkness. And what is the sky doing? The sky, it gently weeps in the rainy tears. The rain is falling as if the raindrops are just like the tears which are coming from the eyes of the people. Gently weeps in rainy tears, and then what he is telling, what a bliss, completely opposite. Melancholy darkness is giving a bliss, which means happiness. So what is it making the poet happy? It is really very happy to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed, being in your home and sleeping on the bed and enjoying the sound. That is really giving lot of happiness of a cottage chamber bed, the room, in his room, and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. So listening to the patter sound of the rain which was falling on the roof, that is really going to make a very pleasant thing, giving you lot of happiness. So here you can see the rain falling, and then you can see the person sitting and watching through the window the rain and enjoying the patter sound. Now, second stanza. Every tinkle on the shinglings has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their 8 threads into woof, and I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. So here, every tinkle means the sound what it is making, the short sound whatever is made by the rain on the shingles, the roof shingles has an echo in the heart. Echo means that resound, that repeated sound. He could listen to that sound has an echo in his heart. He could feel that sound in his heart. And then what is happening? And 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start. So what is that? And 1,000 dreamy fancies. 1,000 dreamy fancies. Here the poet was telling that the dreamy fancies, the poet was recollecting all those beautiful thoughts what were they before. So those were dreamy fancies, his thoughts, and they started weaving into busy being start. What is that they are going to do that? And 1,000 recollections, thousands of thoughts what are coming into his mind. And what are those 1,000 recollections are doing? Weave their 8 threads into woof. They started weaving. Weaving means what? The cloth that is woven, you know that, right? So they started weaving 8 threads. What are starting weaving? These 1,000 recollections, the thoughts what he is getting. They started weaving. What are the threads? 8 threads, which are just like 8 into woof. And I listened to the pattern when he started recollecting all the thoughts of everything, and when they started weaving, making a bigger one to the other, collecting all that, and then he started listening to the song. As I listened to the patter of the rain upon the roof, he started listening and enjoying the sound of the rain which was falling on the roof of his room. Now in my memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone to regard the darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. Now the poet, 1,000 dreams are there weaving. So in that dreams there appeared his mother. Now in my memory comes my mother, and as she used in years ago, as she used, the word past tense is telling us that the mother was not there now. As she used to do years ago, long back, to regard the darling dreamers. Who are those darling dreamers? The tiny tots, the children of her mother. So she used to go there and see what are those darling dreamers are doing before she left them till the dawn. So she made them sleep, asking them to have their own dreams, and she will be leaving them in that till the morning before she left them till the dawn. So she entered the room to say goodbye to them so that they can sleep good night. Okay, then, oh, I feel her fond look on me. Now, as he was recollecting the thoughts of his mother, she was coming there and watching them, saying good night and sleeping them, and then allowing the darling dreamers to dream, and then all that he could feel now. Oh, I feel her fond look on me, that loving look, the way she looked at them. He could recollect that love of the mother. As I listened to this refrain, as he was means listening. As he was listening to the refrain. Refrain means the repeated lines which generally the poets will use in the poem. So here the sound of the rain that is coming, it was just like a music to him. So that is repeating again and again. That's why the poet has used their refrain. As I listened to this refrain, this song of the rain, he used to recollect the loving thoughts of his mother. which I played upon the shinglings by the patter of the rain. So that he was listening to that song of the rain which is played upon the roof by the patter of the rain. So that is the end of the poem. It is really very touching poem, and you can really enjoy that when you sit all alone and start reading that, and no doubt the poet will become really very beautiful with poetic devices. Yes, poetic devices, figures of speech and literary devices. Not many are there, children, in this poem, but each and everything is really very good. Now alliteration, which is the repetition of the consonant sound which is used in the beginning of the word. Humid, hover, starry, spears, press the pillow, lie, listening. Here, her sound, here, sir sound, here, per sound, and here, la sound is repeated. That is alliteration, right? Now, onomatopoeia. This is the poetic device which is used, which came into the words which came into existence because of the sound they made. So when the rain is falling, it makes the sound patter, pitter, patter. So patter is onomatopoeia. Now personification, giving human qualities to non-living things. So here melancholy, darkness. Okay, so here what is very sad? Darkness is sad. So darkness is personified because darkness is made to feel the sadness what we human beings feel. So that is personification, and you can convert that even into a metaphor where the melancholy, the sadness is felt by the darkness, right? And this one also had one more poetic device called as transferred epithet. Epithet means adjective. So adjective is transferred there. That means melancholy, darkness. In this word, melancholy is adjective. So sadness, generally we give to that human beings or anything. But here it is given to the darkness. Now is darkness really sad? No, it's not the darkness is sad. It's the people who are being there at that time, facing, seeing everything. They are having this melancholy. They are having this sadness, not the darkness. So the adjective which is used for human beings is used here for darkness. So that is transferred epithet. Epithet means adjective and transferred means it is transferred to darkness there. That is transferred epithet. This is the first stanza, poetic devices. Now going to the second stanza. Alliteration. Yes, busy, being, b sound. Rain on the roof, r sound. Alliteration is there. And then onomatopoeia, the sounds which came because of the noise they make. Tinkle, right? The little musical note which is there, I mean because of the rain which is falling on the roof. So tinkle, that is onomatopoeia. And then personification, dreamy fancies. It is not the fancies that are dreamy, they are the people. So here dreamy fancies are personified, telling that they are dreamy. And then same thing again, transferred epithet. Fancies is the noun there, and dreamy is adjective, and transferred epithet. Dreamy is not that fancies, but they are the people who are getting that fancy dreamings. So that is again transferred epithet. Dreamy fancies into busy being start. They started being very busy there. And then recollection is also again personified, and 1,000 recollections start weaving. Who are weaving? It's not the people. Who are weaving? These thoughts, 1,000 recollections. Recollections are the thoughts what the poet had. Those thoughts started weaving. With what? Air threads. The threads which are like air in the air. Okay. So this is the poetic devices which are there in second stanza. Now going to the third stanza. There are very few. Alliteration and onomatopoeia. Only two are there. Memory, my mother. Darling dreamers. The. And then this is alliteration. And then onomatopoeia is patter, which we have already discussed. So now children, with this we have ended the poem. Thank you so much. And your work is to write the summary of the poem. No, first write poetic devices and then write summary. Then that will make you add all the beautiful poetic devices in your summary. That will be really very interesting and enjoying. Okay? Thank you children.